This is electron configuration notes part 2. You should have this handout. You should also have out your pink periodic table, so if you don't, you need to pause right now and get that out. We're going to label blocks on the periodic table. Now after this chapter, if you don't want your periodic table all marked up, I will be happy to give you a new one. I have hundreds of them. So don't be afraid to write on this periodic table, and we'll fix that later. Okay, so we're going to label groups 1 and 2 here. We're going to call that S. 3 through 12, this is section D, it's the D block. 13 through 18, this is P. And then your lanthanides and actinides down here, those are F. And then our example says, determine the identity of the following elements from their electron configurations. If you have the full electron configuration, and this is just like when we put the arrows in the boxes, first we would put 2 arrows in 1s, and then we put 2 into 2s, and then we put 6 in 2p. So this is just a different way besides the arrows of writing that same notation. So what this is saying is there are 2 in the 1s, there are 2 in the 2s, there are 6 in the 2p, and so on. So each one of these superscripts, they're not really exponents, but they're in that superscript position. Those are all the electrons this element has. So if we simply add all of the superscripts, then we will know the atomic number for the element. So 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 6 is 10, plus 2 is 12, plus 4 is 16. And when I look on my periodic table, element number 16 is sulfur. So see if you can identify the element, the second one. Go ahead and pause it. This is number 37, when you add all those up, and that is rubidium, Rb. Now, if you have a configuration here, this is kind of a shortcut way. It's called a noble gas configuration, because in this first bracket, you'll see a noble gas, which is an element from group 18. So in this case, we see krypton. Now krypton is number 36 on the periodic table. That's what krypton is. And what this configuration is saying is this element is krypton plus this added on. So we take 36, the number for krypton, and we add to 36 the exponents. So we have 36 plus 2 is 38, plus 10 is 48, plus 3 is 51. So this is element 51, which is Sb. Similarly, Xe, and all these, like I said, are going to be in the last column on the periodic table, so it should make them easier to locate. Xe is 54, and then I just take that 54 and I add the exponents to it. So 54, 56, 76. 76 element is osmium, Os. So pause now and determine the identity of these 4 in the U triad, and then turn it back on to see if you were right. This first one is calcium. This second one is magnesium. The third one is element 96, I believe. Let's see, radon is 86, and then we have 96, and that is Cm. And then the last one here, we have krypton, which is 36, 46, 51, 53, which is iodine. So hopefully you did well on that. That's really not too bad as long as you can add. And of course, if you need to use a calculator on your test, that's allowed. All right, for writing noble gas configurations, this is where we're going to need those labeled pieces on the periodic table. Sorry, I was just forwarding through to see what else we were going to do. So it looks like this is kind of where we'll end up. For noble gas configurations, you do the noble gas that comes before the element, and then the part of the configuration that comes after the noble gas goes after that. We'll do this part. I need to stop and upload this segment, so we'll pick up with this and complete it in the final segment on electron configuration.